Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome to my Let's Try of the alpha demo of One Step from Eden, a Megaman Battle Network inspired deck-building roguelike game in development by Thomas Moon Kang. I'll be spending at least 20 to 25 minutes on this title, giving my first impressions along the way. Also, as usual, I'll be providing links to this demo in the description below. So without further ado, let's begin. Let's quickly go over the controls. Use the arrow keys to move around the battle grid, Q and W to cast spells, press and hold down the E key in order to use their basic rapid fire attack, spacebar to shuffle your deck or continue onwards, and the escape key to open up the menu. So the interface is quite similar to Megaman Battle Network, although the way the battles go out with our magical spells works a bit differently in comparison with the battleships. At the end of every battle, we get an option of picking one of 3 new spells. Let's see, Cold Medicine, Mine, or Picay Fire. Deals quite a bit of damage, and I do like how it properly explains all the characteristics of every spell. Sure, let's go with it. We also gain experience for every stage completed. Here's a level map before I can reach Eden, if I can in this demo. Here's a list of all of our spells. We can shuffle them around if we want, but unfortunately every time we enter a new stage or battle arena, our list of spells are shuffled around, just like in Megaman Battle Network with the battle chip selections. But over here, you don't get an option of having a screen where you can select your battle chips. You have to do it all in real time, and work with what you have. Here are all of our stats so far. In the final game we'll be able to buff up all these stats, I believe. And we can delete any of our spells if need be. It also seems that our character's name is Saffron, though that'll probably be more elaborated in the final game, and why Saffron's trying to reach Eden in the first place. Let's see. Sure, let's go the top route. Artillery and manticores. There's our mine. I need to make sure they run into it though. Unfortunately, as I don't have enough magical spells, once I run out of them, I have to wait for a reload. Lightning seems pretty good, but I need to aim it properly. Can't forget to use my auto fire. It works a lot better than the Mega Buster, I'd say, as it doesn't hold you in place temporarily. Plus, we start with much higher HP. Instead of 100, we start with 1200. Then again, our invulnerability frames seem to be lower than usual, or in comparison with Megaman Battle Network. We may also skip rewards if need be, because the more magical spells we have in our deck, the more time it'll take for us to reach the spells we want. And I suppose in the final game we'll be able to organize them into folders, as there doesn't seem to be a limit of how many spells you can have in your deck. Then again, you don't really have to hit a limit because the demo ends before then. A creeper and a rock. Well, that worked really well, as that magical spell tried pushing him backwards, but he kept trying to teleport to the left. Why would we need this? Fragility is super useful though, 50% extra damage to this enemy. Level up. Either increase our mana, our defense, or speed loader. I'd rather have more mana because using any one of these spells costs some mana and that recharges over time, so I'd rather have more ammo as per se. It's kind of similar to how Megaman Battle Network 4.5 does it, as well as another game called End Cycle, which is also heavily inspired by the Megaman Battle Network battle system. Kinetic Wave, that's the wave attack I was talking about. It's super useful and can hit up to 4 times at max, as long as the enemy's right up in front. If only I could pull them forward towards me. I also need to be careful not to kill off these rescuees. Huh, that was strange. I killed off all of the other creatures, but that crystal thing was left over there. Risky. Allows me to quickly gain more mana, but I lose 5 HP. Shotgun seems nice, but an enemy needs to be right in front of me for it to deal the max amount of damage of 300. Pretty extreme, but at long range it's not really that useful. I'd rather have more max health. I've noticed that on the left side I can see what magical spells are coming up next, so that's super helpful. Thank you for walking into that mine. Just like in Megaman Battle Network, there will be a silhouette or highlighting of where the enemy attacks are going to hit on your side of the field, or their side of the field, so that's helpful. The air hockey chips back in Megaman Battle Network were super useful, but this seems to be nerfed. Sure, let's say crossfire, but we need to be careful not to hit ourselves with it, as unlike Megaman Battle Network, sorry for all the comparisons there, it seems that several spells you can hurt yourself with them, if you don't position yourself carefully. Lurk Rest and Manta Roar. That ice enemy has to go immediately. Lightning always fires 4 squares ahead of me, so I need to time it correctly. Oh, that went really bad. That wasn't the best combination. So let's see. The cross swords icon means there's a battle. This means that there's someone to rescue. This means there's a present. This means that there's a campfire for resting. Oh, I would love medkit. Like the recover chips. Wow, they really need help. Now I understand how Step Sword works. Lightning is super powerful, dealing 100 points of damage, but it's really precise. 0-6, so stage 0, act 6. Onward to the boss battle. Some introductory dialogue. 1 damage to everything, so... Well, we're gonna take a hit. Thanks for the heal, whoever did that. Auto-revive, I guess. Oh, I'm stuck. That wasn't good. Can I salvage it? Oh good, she can even summon in more flunkies. Wow, I did it! With 15 health to spare, that was really close. Although that was me kind of fumbling too. Yet she got the final blow because this was actually the end of the demo. But we have 3 other objectives that we can get. I just beat the shopkeeper. Even then, the shopkeeper was a pretty difficult first boss. Much more difficult than almost any of the Megaman Battle Network first bosses. A lot more movement required. Then again, in this game you have to think a lot more on your feet because you don't get a momentary pause to select your battle chips and combos. Though I see a lot of combo potential, for example using the mine, pushing enemies back, pulling them forward using the shotgun. I'm gonna play through this demo once more to see if I can figure out where the secret boss is. It may be possible to skip the first laser barrage that the shopkeeper sends out if I time it correctly with its step sword. I enjoyed it so far, pretty fun gameplay, and pretty enjoyable enemies and gimmicks and spells. It shows a lot of potential even on this alpha version. I'll definitely join the Discord channel. This seems to hold a lot of potential. Final game is going to be a roguelike, I believe. Although, considering how many extra spells you unlock in this game once you finish the main campaign, or at least defeat the shopkeeper, I guess it'll be somewhat like a roguelite, but we'll see. I'd like some more moments of respite where we can swap over our spells, maybe get to a shopkeeper like the one we just defeated, and purchase upgrades and organize our stuff into folders. Maybe even program advances or magical combos that are more explicit. Leech sounds awesome. I would have also liked if there was more control over the order of our spells. We can at least see what spells are coming up on our left side, although that is a bit randomized. I would like if there was a way to, for example, add to a memory that the first spell in every battle is always going to be Thunder on your Q slot. I do like how we always have 2 options of what spells to pick next, Q or W, whereas in Megaman Battle Network, at least if we're not including network transmission, the next battle chip we can use is always the next one on the list. You can't just shuffle over to another one. This time, I'll take the middle route and try getting some of the treasure chests. That's neat, we even have the cracked blocks in the floor. I'd also like if we get extra rewards like XP and money if we do better with comboing enemies. More kinetic wave, thank you. Shotgun would be better if I had a way to pull enemies towards me. Treasure chest. So it's a trap. Pretty easy trap though, but at least we get some extra goodies. Oh, so that's how we were able to survive against the shopkeeper. We start out with a sub-tank, or an auto-revive. Only works once though. So, as we acquire more and more treasure chests, we unlock more passives. That's nice. This thing again. I have a hunch how I'm supposed to finish off this crystal item. I need to set it to 100 health. Aha, I knew it. Super minigun. I also just noticed that all of these have flavor text. Thank you. It adds to the flavor and fun of this game. I'd also like to see some of the world building and, at the very least, some excuse plot of why Saffron is trying to reach Eden. I keep confusing it with Elysium, or Elysium. Sorry, I keep confusing it for Elysium. This time we're reaching Reva. Some new enemy types. Oh goody, swordies. At least they feel like swordies. Whoops, sorry about that. Minigun definitely feels like a longer duration version of the minigun from Megaman Battle Network. The Vulcan, I mean. And Super Minigun is a Super Vulcan. So definitely awesome. This is also going to be awesome. So far, so good. Doing a lot better than before. Hockey and monolith gun. Also, unlike the Vulcan and Super Vulcan, this does not root me to the ground. I can always move around while I'm firing the heavy machine gun. Not only that, but I can reload all my spells. That's amazing. Already a lot better than Vulcan. Sorry for all the comparisons with Megaman Battle Network, as that's my best comparison. End Cycle will be the other comparison, but that has a different take on the Megaman Battle Network style combat. I will eventually do a Let's Try on that game, as I feel that has more content than this one. Then again, that started development much earlier. Let's do it, boss battle. An armored enemy. With a shield, of course. So I need to counter her. Well, that went badly. So minigun isn't the best. Not here, at least. Shotgun would work wonders, though. Thank you for blocking all these attacks. I have such a hard time dodging these attacks. Oh goody, she does that too. That was close. So we beat the secret boss. That was certainly harder than the shopkeeper, especially in her second phase where she fired a lot more of those diamond bouncing abilities. I'll call them the diamond hockey attacks. She was much more defensively oriented compared to the shopkeeper who focused more on offense. Then again, I can also equip shields, though I wonder if we have an arrow ability that can shred her shields a lot faster, or something that can pierce through her shields. So that was definitely fun. Beating her. I think to reach her, I need to reach the shopkeeper, use the step sword to skip past her, and then I'll be able to actually beat her. And then after beating her, I unlock Hell Mode. That'll be interesting to try as well, but I spent over 20 minutes on this demo, so I think this is a good time to end it off. We unlocked more bonus items as well, probably legendary items. Overall, my experiences with One Step from Eden are overwhelmingly positive. I like the graphical style, reminds me of Megaman Battle Network but cleaned up a bit. I like the battlefield, how it's expanded from the 3x6 grid to 4x8, although I would have preferred if it was 5x10, but I understand why. And it works pretty well here because it's a lot more fast-paced, and enemies can flood you more often than not. Compared to Megaman Battle Network where you can choose a selection of battle chips, here you have to work a lot more in real time because of your random selection of spells. And you can't just pick the order, you have to work with what you have. At least as you kill enemies and unlock treasures, you unlock more passes which will help you in the final game. The gameplay and controls and all the combos that are possible are pretty interesting. I looked at some of the GIFs present on the Game Jolt page, and there's quite a bit of combo potential. So I'd love to see how Saffron's journey will go in the final game. I wouldn't mind doing a full Let's Play of this entire game if it ever gets released. Same with End Cycle. I like how this game and End Cycle are continuing the trend of Megaman Battle Network's gameplay style. Well then, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Toodles!